Fine. So test cases are there. If you have given any examination, there are multiple test cases. Okay. On the basis of test cases, it is preconditions. Actually, preconditions are there and inputs are there. And what is the purpose of test case? Like a factorial, if you want to calculate, or some other thing, if you want to calculate, like input may be anything, any integer 1 to 15. Okay, and the output must like 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and so on. If the output is coming like 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, then there may be problem in logic. So how do we rectify this? You can clearly think that this is a case of for loop where it starts from 1 and going up to 8, will calculate the square. Okay, it is actually not calculate the, it is calculating the power. So 2 to the power is 1. Okay, 2 power, and yes, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 is something different thing. How do we calculate this? Yes, we can calculate using for loop. For loop, if the value of I is 1, then we will calculate 2 to the power I minus, I minus 1. Okay, this 2 to the power I minus 2. That is 2 minus I minus 1, not 2. 2 minus 1 is 1, and that's why this is going on. Okay, so whenever you are using Coursera courses also, Coursera, and if it is C, C++, Python, any other course, it is input and expected output. So let me show you some test cases. Okay, so that you will be able to understand what are those test cases. Just give me 1 minute so that you will be able to see the test cases. So now I am shifting from this place to this place. Okay, screen one is much better. So there are something data analysis, representation, and selection and iteration. Okay. So how do we see the test cases? This is our course, complete course syllabus, and we go for this course and selection, data representation, and iteration. So here I am going for this particular course. Okay, in iteration, go to course, and week 4 is there. So there is one programming assessment, and this programming assessment says, see, you can see that this is the input. Okay, this is the input. There are multiple input, and you need to go for these input, and on these are the test case inputs. Okay, it has shown that these are the test case input, and whenever you are stopping, it will give a certain output. So what output it will provide? So this will provide actually the requirement. This is the precondition. The code I have provided in the main.c file reads the set of integer that ends with -1. Your code must call the get number function and store the int. The function returns a variable that processes the number as appropriate. Okay, so your solution must do following. Expectation. Okay, print the count of the number you process, not including -1. Print a space. Print the mean of numbers you process, not including -1 or 2. Okay, whenever I am submitting this code will submitted several times. Okay, so initially when I was submitted this course, so it shows me that your solution failed two test cases. Okay, your solution failed two test cases, including test case input -1 with the result 0 and 0.11. Please debug and try again. So you can see that all the terminology is written here. Now, what is 100, 100? 100, 100 means all the test cases passed. So that's why it will give us 100 by 100. So are you able to understand this terminology now? Am I audible or not? Yes. Anyone, please tell me.
You are audible,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So have you seen the test cases now? Means test cases are given here, and let me actually this if I am throwing this test case to you, it will violate the rule of this Coursera honor code. That's why I'm not able to throw this code to you. Only I can explain that how do you, these are the inputs and you need to solve the solution. Okay, it will calculate some special thing like 1 2 3 4 is a number. Your output should be following in the single line. 1 plus 2 3 3 plus 3 6 6 plus 4 10 10 divided by 4 is 2.5. So it will count the number and it will give the average of number, and after when I press -1, it will automatically stop running of the program. So this is the test case. Okay, so these are the different test cases. So test case ID was generated by the, it is generated by the software engineer, and the purpose of this, what is the purpose, preconditions, input and expected output. So all I had shown you with the exam with a smaller example. Okay, so software testing terminology includes testware. The document created during the testing activities are known as testware. Then incident, the symptoms associated with failures. Okay, so whenever particular incident like A is greater than B, A is greater than 91, these are the different incidents. So these incidents will be counted by the software, okay, or the person. So The symptoms associated with failure that alerts the user to the occurrence of failure, and the test oracle, it means to judge the success or failure of the test. So now come to fine. So let me once again introduce one more important thing. How do we elaborate test case ID? So test case ID is the identification number given to each test case. Purpose defines why the test case being designed. Okay. Precondition for running input system can be defined if required in a test case. Then input, you know very well, it should not be provided instead of general input. For example, if two integer numbers have to be provided as input, then specifically mention them as 23 and 56. Okay. Likewise, expected output, you know that we have given four different input and it will automatically produce average. So, or the output, these are the output should be produced when there is no failure. And then come to testware. So what is testware exactly? So testware is the document created during testing activities. Fine. Taking the analogy from software and hardware as a product, testware are the documents that test engineer produces. It may include test plan, first thing. Okay. So what are the things included in this? It may include, first thing is test plan. Fine. Second thing is test specification. Third thing is test case design. And finally, test reports. Fine. So these are the things. Testware documents should also be managed and updated like a software product because it is product of test engineer. Now come to incident. When a failure occurs, it may or may not be readily apparent to the user. And this incident is symptoms, okay, associated with the failure. Already talked about this. And the oracle is the mean to judge. Okay, orator is there. Okay. You have seen some movies where orator is there. So this is very important. Thing. The oracle is the judge to judge correctness of the system for some test. Okay. So the simplest comparing actual result with the expected. This can be very time consuming, and so automated oracles are so. These are the terminologies, and sorry for so many interruptions today coming due to internet. Okay, so I will rectify all. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. No doubt. I don't know whether I ordered, but from tomorrow I will try. Tomorrow, 26 January. Happy Repine. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Have a nice time.